Hello. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today, as I always say, it's going to be fun. The sun is shining. This week we're going to get up into the 80s. So let me catch you up on a few things. I did some things over the weekend and I didn't get it on video. So let me show you that. Y'all, it's going to look so different back here for y'all. So the first thing, I put up this cool arbor. And it's flanked, as you can see. So when you walk up or down the stairs, you can go under this little tunnel. See, I'm super excited about that. And here's what it looks like from the other side. So I installed that, put that together this weekend. And I put some compost on it. It's just plastic. I got on Amazon. I think it's about 4 feet wide, 5 feet long, and maybe 8 feet tall. And so I've not quite decided what I'm going to put around it. Well, actually, I think I have. I think I'm going to put my butterfly pea flower, some vines, and I think it'll just be very, very beautiful. I can't wait to walk underneath of it when it's all lush. And then when we come over here, the next thing I did was this bench. Also got off Amazon. It's about 2 years old. It was wood, but it was just worn out. So I'm thinking about putting something a little bit more permanent, like a big old rock or something there. And I decided I didn't like or love the miscanthus, even though I loved how it flanked this area, which I want something else, you know, that idea, but they were just so big. And so we removed those, and I haven't really quite figured out what I'm going to put here. That's still in the works in my mind, but so I moved the miscanthus over here, walked on this pathway. You can see 2 here, which I did trim. And obviously they were there, the other 2 miscanthus were there, and I removed those so the arbor could fit there. And those pavers are just kind of holding that down. We still got to anchor it more permanently, but that was just to weigh it down because this past weekend we got some really strong winds. But anyway, so I thought the 2 miscanthus could flank this area. I thought that would grow out really pretty. And then 2, we removed these little containers with, I think that's an Alberta spruce. I'm not quite sure, and I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with those either. I might have to donate them, but I thought the miscanthus would be pretty and grown up here and kind of soften up the edges and look really pretty. So that's probably the first thing that we're going to do today. That's like the main thing, so the roots don't dry out, is to get these miscanthus in the ground. And I think the best way to do that is with a shovel. So I'm going to do that. I think the mattock will be the best thing. And let me get my gloves. All right, I got the miscanthus in. So we have kind of like 3 in the line right here, and then 2 that are flanking. So we have 4. So 2 flanking this little pathway, that, and then into the shed. And if you can see, this is maiden grass or miscanthus. So it'll grow out, be real tall. Hopefully it won't grow taller than the lights, but if not, we'll just move those up just a bit. But they're in the ground. So I don't know if I am imagining things, but I swear I hear hummingbirds. And so I think that's the next thing I'm going to do. I made some hummingbird nectar last night, in preparation. I'm just gonna go ahead and put them out there. So let's head in, and then we'll let Albus out too. And I'll show you the mixture and the ratios and the ingredients that I use for the hummingbird nectar. Okay, so I'm in my kitchen, and I have a couple hummingbird feeders that I stored in my garage from last year. And I'm just going to run some hot water so I can kind of clean them. I don't want to use soap or anything. Then I made my hummingbird feeder mix last night, and this is just one of those containers that you get from the Chinese restaurant. It comes with like the soup. I don't know if it says the things, but you can adjust your ratio. Always do 1 to 4, and they seem to like it. I found that if it makes it too sweet, I think it gets like a bacteria or fungus, and ants really come after it. So I just do, I fill this up, and it's about 4 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar, and that always seems to do the trick. So I have a couple of hummingbird feeders, so I'm just washing these out, the hot water, and then what I do, a little trick, and you don't have to, I just used hot water and the sugar. You don't have to boil it or anything. I just put the sugar in there, hot water, and I stirred it till it all dissolved. So I just get one of these little funnels, and it kind of helps me pour it into these little holes. So I just put it in there, and then I'll go ahead. I'll probably make some tonight. That way I have a reserve. But yeah. And I always like to do them about halfway. So that's about half, and this one's a little bit bigger. Because I've also found that, especially in the summertime, I'll probably be fine with it all the way. But I think halfway is a little bit better because it turns so fast and gets hot, and I like to do cooler water. And I try to put it in the shade too, so it's not like on the direct sun. And you do not want to use any dyes. So see, I do it about halfway. And this one's a little bit more tricky because it's a really small hole. And I'll just leave this out so I know to make more for tonight. I always keep a reserve in the refrigerator because it takes about halfway. They probably drink it, you know, in the summertime. I probably have to fill them up at least once a week. I'm so excited. And though I'm in Tennessee, and in my area, they'll be here between April 1st and April 15th. So, all right, so let's go hang them up. I could have sworn I heard some earlier. I don't know, it's probably just my imagination, just out of excitement, because I think that's one of my favorite things to do. All right. All right, so let's go back. Put this one here. And I'll put this one over here. Then I also need to fill up the soot. Oh, this one's kind of hard to put on there. Okay, let's get some soot and put out there. I'm gonna go ahead and take this up. I don't know where to put it. Ooh, there's a wasp. Okay, got our soot. And this is, I think it's called, I just got it from Walmart. It's the, it's like an 8-pack or 10-pack or 12, I can't remember, but it's like $10 or something, real cheap. And this is the peanut butter delight, I think. I think last time I got the woodpecker, like an energy mix or something. But this is, I like this a little bit better because it's kind of a little bit more dry. And Albus loves it. I think he smells the peanut butter. Here we go. And I think it's for all varieties, but I think especially like woodpeckers really like it. So, man, there's a lot of pollinators out. There's a paper wasp, red wasp, and then there's a bumblebees out. It's gonna get up to 80. Here you go. Eat some crumbs. Yeah, it's just peanut butter. This one's get up to like 80 this week. And the lows are getting higher. They're about to stay at an average of around 50. So probably next week I will plant my seedlings. I'm so excited. Like my tomatoes already. They're already a foot tall. And I have a frost cloth coming too, just in case, but I think they're ready. All right, and there's the set. There's the hummingbird feeders. Spring is approaching, y'all. I'm so excited. Okay, this might be temporary, but what do you think about this? I flanked this bench. And I say it's temporary just because I don't really know where else to put it. Two, I think we're going to move this bench elsewhere and maybe do a planting section, like a potting area, and then maybe I could do like a container or something big to put my herbs in. So I thought that would be a good idea, but I guess it's good for now. So next thing on the agenda, turn around, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to pour hot water on this compost. I think I'm gonna go ahead and remove those pavers, and then I'm going to direct sow some butterfly pea flowers. If they come up, I already have some that I started indoors. They're already growing, so I'm just going to try this and see if they come up. So I'll show you that. I've been soaking them in warm water just to kind of soften up the, I didn't scarify them, but I did try to soak them, just trying to soften up that outer layer. So I think that'll be so pretty when the butterfly pea flowers are blue, and it kind of mimics like a morning glory. I grew those last year, so let's go get them. They're inside. Okay, while we're in here, I'll show you this is the set stuff I got. Peanut Delight, and it's no melt, eight packs that come in here, and then it's about around $10, so not bad. And I think that's a woodpecker, but it does say attracts, yeah, a variety of birds. So here's the butterfly pea flower. I have 24, and they've just been soaking kind of overnight. And so let me get some gloves and a little dabber, and then we'll go back out there. Okay, so while the water is heating up, I'll show you. This is the butterfly pea flower I got off Amazon. Lucky Stars. Just says start seeds outside when temperature is above 60, which it is. Optimum soil temperature for germination is 65 to 80. That's why I'm going to put hot water on the compost before, and then sow the seeds an inch deep, 3 inches apart, and then it should sprout in 10 to 21 days, or like 2 to 3 weeks. And then yeah, so I have 100 in here, so I'm going to try to direct sow them. Because I have 24 in the shot glass. So I'm going to pour hot water on the ground, and then I'll show you how I direct sow them. Hi, Albus. Hi. Oh. Okay, so I have my watering can right here. And actually, before I do that, a little dabber. I'll remove these rocks too, or the pavers. Let's water these in. So basically this practice is the same as if you're starting them inside. It just kind of gets the soil nice and wet or damp before I start the seeds, because you do not want seeds to dry out. And then I'll probably go ahead and water them again after I get them in the ground. Okay, so I'm just going to pour this out, this little shot glass of water. Make sure the seeds don't come out. Like that one did. Okay, Lord have mercy. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. Is that one? Wouldn't that be something? That'd be the one that start. That's so I think I counted this morning when I did 24. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, why did I do 24? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, okay, let's do. Should I do the outside or the inside? All right, y'all, let's do a little recap. So I caught you up what I did a little bit this weekend. I just assembled my arbor. I got off Amazon. If you want to know which one specifically, ask me in the comments. I'll provide the link for you. And then I planted about 24, or I direct sowed butterfly pea flower seeds in hopes that they will germinate and come up. I caught you up on this little area around the pond. Write down in the comments any suggestions or what you would do with this little area. Look at the koi fish are out. There's 2. Oh, there's a little frog that hopped. There's 2 that are out. That's great. And then, oh, there's another one coming out. They're in their little cave. So we have 3 in there, and I'm hoping that they will, this is their spawning time, so hopefully maybe we can have some baby koi come. Yeah. They're just kind of slow still, but I'll probably start feeding them, and hopefully JVI, the people that installed the pond, will come and do a deep clean on it. We've never had a clean on it before, so there's a lot of debris and leaves at the bottom, kind of brown and murky, but that's kind of from the rain too. And then I'm going to pot my water lily up here shortly too. And then let me show you too, I don't know if I can see, I don't know if you remember last year we had thousands. Something is moving down there. I think it's a frog. Down there is frog eggs. I don't know if you can see the membrane and little black eggs in there. I don't really want to disturb them, but yep, so we're going to have a lot of frogs this year, which I don't mind because I think they eat all the mosquitoes. So all of our stuff is getting buds on there. Remember, I just did a prune on that. But yeah, I just watered in the miscanthus 4, so you can kind of vision them when they grow. Let me show you one more thing. Let me show you the incredible hydrangea that we pruned as well. Look how big they're putting on leaves already. Oh, and another thing I did this weekend, I trimmed up the honeysuckle so it's not so crazy at the top. It's a little bit more cohesive, and it's starting to put on a lot of growth here at the bottom, you can tell. So I need to help train this one. Like that. Yeah, see? You can't, this will fill in really, really good this year. And I guess while I'm over here, I'll show you, I also, this past week, kind of cut all the blue fescue around the pond. And let me get a little bit closer view for you. That's one of the trimmings there. I'll show you. See, just cut that back. So all the grasses, so they're already pushing out green growth. That's just a good. And then I want to show you I don't want this to be a garden tour. I'll probably do this here shortly, but the buddleia bush has come in, and the rudbeckia, some sedum, my echinacea, and then I'm not sure if the grass is coming up yet. Don't think so. This grass has not come up yet. And one last thing I did, that dianthus I transplanted in the fall was grown into this narcissus, and so I just transplanted, and I actually split it up. So now I have 3 instead of 2, and that way that will have room to grow, those can grow. And one last thing for today, these are the pink charm I planted last fall, if you remember. They are about to bloom out. I'm so excited. The yellow ones have already bloomed, and they look absolutely beautiful. But thank you for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, y'all.